Before we jump right into this episode, I want to take a minute to thank our sponsors of the podcast, Switch Nutrition. Now, more specifically, I want to talk about foundational health. There are so many different supplements out there online and different gurus telling you this and that, but I love to strip it right back to the foundations and what are the things that we can be taking every single day to help with our foundational health. And these products right in front of me are the ones that I take every single day to make sure that I am well equipped to attack the day's activities and make myself feel good throughout the day. It starts in the morning with these two products here, the Hydrate, making sure I am hydrated, and the creatine, all put into a liter of water. Throughout the day, I then go and have this collagen protein within my Greek yogurt bowls that I make, and you guys would see all over my socials. And then to finish off the night, I have the Adrenal, more specifically the chocolate flavor, which is a sleep formula filled with ashwagandha, zinc, and magnesium. And I have a scoop of this 30 minutes before bed in hot water, kind of like a hot chocolate with a little dash of milk. And it tastes amazing, and I sleep like a baby. If you want to try out any of these supplements, you can actually go to the link in the show notes or the description below, and it is my collections page on their website, which has all of the supplements that I take and love. And you can use code Chris Griffin and you'll get 20% off your order. Alternatively, you can go to www.switchnutrition.com.au and use the code Chris Griffin at checkout to get yourself 20% off all of these foundational health products that I absolutely love and take every single day. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Diogo.
Almost there.
Diogo.
Look, I'm going to tell you.
I want to say it right, so.
Do you want to say it like people where I was born say in Rio, Brazil? Do you want to say how they say? So the name Jogo. Imagine Joe go, like Jogo.
Jogo.
Yeah, exactly. But Jogo. In English,
Jogo.
Perfect. Man, thank you so much. And Chris, is that how you like being called?
Chris, yeah.
Thank you so much. Chris, I was just going to ask you, before we even started, I know we already started, could you guide me? Because every opportunity that I have with you, I want to learn and grow a little bit more. Could you guide me on a very quick breath working so we can get connected with the podcast?
Yes.
I know you are into those things. Hey,
we do the breath works.
Do you know those things? Have you been doing those things?
I don't know how to guide one. No.
Me neither. So let's just do this. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out for 5 times. In, only everything that is yours, that is good, that is perfect, that is going to please you. And out everything that does not belong to you. Fear is the opposite of faith. And fear comes from this word in the Latin that means every bad feeling that you feel. So everything that is bad to go out. 5 breaths in and out, 4 seconds. Very nice to meet you. Wow, changes.
I'm feeling alive.
Let's go.
I reckon what that does, the power in that is, it's kind of like a reset. I reckon what you do is you accumulate. It's like 3 p.m. right now. You accumulate things over throughout the day. And what that's going to do is literally just kind of like,
I agree.
Hammer into it.
Man, I believe that planet Earth, the moment that you wake up and the moment that you go to sleep, you have 2 options. Or you only complain and you only go down, or you really choose to go up. There is no in between. Or you choose no, or you choose yes. But even if you choose yes, a lot of no's will come during your day. But does not belong to us. Because what belongs to us is everything that is good, that is kind, and that will prosper. Once you live in this frequency that I know that you live, look what happens, bro.
Well, I guess when you say no, that's kind of going through life. But when you say yes, you're growing through life. Am I right or wrong?
Completely right.
Mate, I have to say to you, you are probably, I've never met someone in my life.
Man, you promise?
Can you let me talk for this little second? I've never met someone in my life that has an energy like you. It's contagious. The first time we ever met, you were there here for this, Alisha. First time we ever met, not even a hello or anything. You tapped me on the shoulder, you put your hand on my shoulder and you're like, brother, what has been the highlight of your day?
Thanks for remembering. Wow.
It stuck with me because that's how we met. And then we just like went like this and just clicked, and this, I remember everyone was in the room and we just like ended up just clicking and we just started bouncing off each other. And then I remember, I was like, I need to get your Instagram. And I put my Instagram in, and then you're like, 1 million straight away. You like see it and you're like, I just see you like going to the next level. And I was just going, this guy, man, give. And I love it.
Bro, and see what happened in your life the day that I told you that and today. Look how much you already grew. I've been saying like what I told you is happening. And why? All you need in life is one person to believe in you. So how many people can you be that one person? Thousands. And every opportunity that you have to have a contact with another human being, be that person that is going to believe on the other one. All I needed when I was younger, all I needed was one person to tell me, Diogo, you're going to get through this, or this is going to happen. All you need is one. And I was that person for you, and you're also for me. Because at the same time that I see that you remember what happened, man, how many millions of connections you believe your brain does in a fraction of a second? And you remember what happened between us in that day. And that's what I believe life is about. Eternal memories, eternal moments. Bring it on. Let's go. Start your podcast.
Oh, this is amazing. And I'm so glad to be able to roll into it like this. You know, I feel like, and this is what's so amazing about when you message me about coming on the show, I'm like, yes, I'm in. Let's do it. Because it's one of those things where like I can have all this structure in the world of how I want to do a podcast, but the reality is the best way we're going to both get an awesome conversation out of this is just by listening and flowing and conversing on amazing things and different perspectives on life. But before the show, I got you to write down a quote for me. Something that you love, something that came to mind straight away. And you said, shift your mindset from being a receiver to being a giver, and you will see your life transform. Brother, can't agree more, but you're already showing it in today's episode as we roll in. We're 7 minutes in. I'd love to know about that quote and what that means to you.
So, man, I came from a family and I came from a place that everyone was always ready to receive. Everyone, like, what can I get from this, or what can I do to get this? I was always surrounded by this feeling and by this thought and I said, hold on for a second. Let me understand how this really works. Let me see how the really successful men that are here now and that were here one day, and the most successful women that are here now and were here one day, they used to be. And I started to see that they all had one thing in common. One of the many ones is one of they all have in common. And it's very hard to achieve. They are givers and they don't complain when they are giving, and they give without expecting nothing in return. How hard is this as a human to give without expecting nothing in return? So that's what I mean. Shift. So once you shift this receiver to giver, your life completely change. You have no idea financially, like every single area in your life, with your family, with your friendships, with your partner. For instance, when I go home, I have Alisha here in the room. A lot of times you go home, works the whole day. What can I receive from my partner? Hold on, what can I give her? I'm going to give her some flowers today. You know, I feel to give her some flowers, but any flowers, no, we'll choose some beautiful rose because she deserves. She's beautiful. She's pretty. So as soon as I do this, I take this myself from a receiver position and start giving, she's going to treat me 10 times better that night. Because it's in the nature of a female that when it's in the human nature. When you treat someone good, they're going to treat you better. Is that true?
It's true. But when you say your life completely changes when you become a giver instead of a receiver, why is that?
In my opinion, is as soon as you put yourself in a giver position, you will understand that to be a giver is going to take a lot of hard work, it's going to take a lot of courage, and you're going to have to dream big. You know, like you think it's everyone that is going to wake up today and say, okay, I'm going to provide for me, to my partner, to my kids, to my friends, to my community. I'm going to be a leader in my community. I'm going to be a giver from now on. How do you think? It's just like, okay, because if you go working any jobs, it's even harder to maintain yourself. Imagine others. So I believe as soon as you're in a giver, you're going to start finding ways for you to be a giver. and for you to want to give. I'm just going to give you an example about talking about her again, Alisha. My partner has a dream to retire her parents, and it's crazy. Like when you say, wow, look at her dream. So that makes work sometimes 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Girls, if you're watching this is your competition right now. Alisha, 21 years of age, you know what I mean? They need to listen 12, 14 hours a day, working, hustling. Why? Because she want to be a giver. She wants to give. So I believe once you say, I'm going to be a giver, you understand your mission, you understand why you're here, and what are you going to do to achieve that. And life is like a human body. To maintain your body, to achieve what you have, how many things you had to go through. Is that making sense to you?
100%.
Thank you for understanding.
And another thing that you said just before that, though, is giving without expecting anything in return. And that's the key. Because when you can give without expecting anything in return, that's where the power comes, because you're giving because you genuinely want to give. And I think when you talk about energy, and we'll definitely dive into this a little bit, but putting that good energy out into the world of I'm giving just because I want to give, and by doing so, I'm going to get something back in return, not expecting, don't know when, there's not a time frame on it. I'm just putting that good energy out into the world and I will get it back. It's just a matter of when.
Nice to meet you. Exactly. In other perspectives, thank you so much. You understand human brain well. Have you ever considered yourself doing psychology or anything? I never asked you. Have you ever thought about it?
I haven't thought about it, and I probably won't do that.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I spend a lot of time alone and thinking.
Makes sense.
I think when you're alone a lot and you start to really like your own company, you think a lot, and then through that you just come up with your own hypotheses, your own answers to things. And then that's just where you get perspectives, and the brain comes into that, because when you're thinking, you kind of go, okay, if you challenge that thought and go, okay, why am I thinking that? Or like when you start unpacking your thoughts, you kind of get these answers that only you can come up with by thinking that.
Wow.
So that's kind of where it comes from. But no, I don't see myself doing psychology. Maybe learning a bit more about it so then I can educate it. That's the main reason why I learn a lot of times, so then I can educate those lessons onto others. But then at the same time, I couldn't do like one-on-one stuff and things like that, because that's very draining of my energy. That's more taking than giving from me.
Wow, I really need to tell you something. Look how amazing it is. And I want you to think about this. Did you know that one of the common things in every religion in the planet, Hindu, Christianity, Muslims, Jews, name the religion, there are many things that they have in common. One of them is that every Messiah that came here, or every God that came here, they believe that you speak with God and you learn about life alone, meditating. And you didn't know this. This is how you didn't, but you know at the same time. So does that make sense? That's why people started to believe in many lives. Because how do you explain that you know what is the base of pretty much every religion if you never research this? And I can keep telling you so many things that you do that you don't know that people have been doing this for like 3,000-4,000 years. So how do you know if you never read about it? Because time alone, you're able to think and go within, and I see the most amazing people I met in my life, they have done this a lot. Man, you look at me here now, going to events, talking to you. Imagine a guy that for maybe, not a joke, 9 years straight, studied maybe 14 to 15 hours a day in a library by myself. So imagine how much I learned and reflected. My mind is exploding since that time, you know what I mean? That I was learning about everything. I want to learn about religion, finance, read all the books. Like I read everything. I've done so much within. And then I said, now I want to do without. But it's hard. So my question for you is, you are an ambivert. You are an introvert and an extrovert. How do you find the balance to go within? Because I know you love being by yourself. And then once you go out on social media, give a lot. Does that make sense?
I hate being, I'm not an introvert. I'm actually
extrovert.
Yeah, I'm like quite extroverted, but forced time alone is so powerful, and I've seen the most amazing results coming from that. And also, but the reason I go into an alone state is because a lot of the time when I'm being alone, it's when I'm going through a problem or I'm being challenged and I'm getting really tested, and my mind goes, the only person getting me out of this is me. So let's not fucking seek out all these different opinions from all these people that's going to make me confused. Let's just sit on it, think about it, and then through that I'll find my own answers, my own conclusions, and then that's where I grow and steer me on this path. Because and I've just been through so much shit over the last 5 years that I've had so much alone time. I don't really enjoy it. Like,
Understood what
but
you
in saying that, it's so interesting because I do enjoy like if someone's not filling my cup, it's taking away. If they're a couch friend, not a treadmill friend, like they want to make me sit on a couch, not run on a treadmill. Like you make me want to go and do some sprints. So I love that, right?
Let's go.
But like if they're a couch friend and they make me feel drained, I would much prefer to be alone. 100%. I want to be alone because you're going to take from me, and I really value my energy, my time, my mental battery for throughout the day. So if you're taking from me, get out of here. But in saying that, like I'd prefer to be with people that energize me and do life with those people. Yeah. But the thing is what's interesting here is you were saying about people, they like every religion, it comes down to meditation and coming up with, is that what you were saying about?
Yeah, every religion, that's how you see God and that's how you evolve as a human. You go by yourself, meditate, only you, no one else. It's not you and your partner, you and your friend, you. Yeah. You and you. Buddhists, they sit down. Christians, they pray. Like pray is you and God, or you and you, like the Hindu believes. And that's how you see God. That's how you evolve as a human. So what happens today? We live in a world that everything from the moment you wake up and go to sleep, and in some cities, even sleeping is noise. So you don't stop and think. So a lot of people get to their 70s, 80s, because if there's something that I do is talk to people. Everywhere I can go to talk with people, even if it's a brief question. 80 years of age, what is the secret of life? How have you been? Every single one. So quick. Oh my goodness, I'm 70 now and passed so quick. And I don't want to get to 70 and say, well, so quick. I would say, wow, that was a long life.
It's powerful when you do these little interviews on the street and get different perspectives from different people. But we're going to dive into religion in a little second. But just before that, I think we need to go back to a bit of your story. Perfect. So that then we can align where your beliefs came from.
Perfect.
And so you sat me down at your house and you said that was a big thing to bring people over, and I was very blessed to come to your place, your beautiful house there.
Thank you for coming.
And you showed me around some of your developments that you're working on. It's just so inspiring, so awesome to see, right? Which is so cool. And you mentioned in one little part of your story that at a young age you got kicked out of your home.
Yes.
Because you didn't comply with the religious beliefs of your family.
Yes.
And you got sent on a plane.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about this a little bit. But firstly, I want to know what religion is your family and how heavy it is, and what kind of that goes, how they live their lives. And then what made you want to go against that religion as a youngster?
Thank you so much. So, man, I really feel grateful that you're asking this to me now, because I was born in a religious family, but I was never religious. I never liked in my life to go to a church, to go to a religious place. You say, Diogo, why? Because this is me. This is just who I am. I don't like it. Even if I go as a respect and I will like for 20 minutes, then, do you know what I mean? I don't feel, it's
agree.
just who I am. Like if I go, I will like for 10, but it's me. And I always try to pass this to my family or to explain them. So, Diogo, which religion it is? So, man, back in the days with all the world war, like you imagine how many type of religions there are in the world, right? You know, the Christianity, there are thousands and thousands. You know, there are hundreds of thousands of religions in the planet. So I landed in one. I'm going to explain what happened, a bit of a background. On the Second World War, that a lot of Jews were being killed. Many, many Jews were being murdered. A lot of families, they started escaping that area in Europe. This is where my family came from my mom's side. It's similar to part of my father's family side.
Whereabouts?
So they were in Italy. They were close to, more in Italy area, South Europe. That's where we all were, but we also have DNA from the Middle East and everything combined. So what happened is when they moved to America, or when they moved to Brazil, or when they moved to those countries that were receiving all of them, a lot of religions in that time were being created as well, were different type of doctrines. So my family got divided, one part in a Messianic Jew family, and in the other part in a religion called Jehovah. In English, I just realized what was the name because my mom, she's here now, and I have some friends called Jehovah Witness. Have you ever heard about it?
Yes.
Yeah, but man,
they knocked on my door the other day.
They knock on your door like, thank you so much. But man, you're not understanding how it is to grow up in a religious place like this. I could not even say I adore water. Or I love, whoa, Diogo. I said, what? Don't say I love. And my personality, you see this nice Diogo, but I have a personality. If you tell me what to do, and I'm 100% sure it's not aligning with me, I'm going to say no. I was always this way as well. Since a very young age, I didn't like abuse. I always stand up for myself. So we start having fights. I remember being 6, 7 years of age. Why I cannot talk with them? Like, why this thing about we are one and they are other? I don't understand this. And I could never accept that some people believe hell and heaven. Come on, man. Imagine, how can I get a relationship with you if I believe you're going to hell and I'm going to heaven? There's no way. Look, imagine, hell is an eternity of suffering. I'm so sorry. Like, if someone believes in hell, that person needs to immediately go within and understand the concept of hell and really believe that you're going to be the eternity in a lake of fire. The eternity, like what?
So what religions believe in hell?
Everyone. Pretty much every religion. A few ones they don't believe, like Hindu, more the Indian religions. But like every religion, the religion came to separate people. Okay? This is how it is. So what do you mean, Diogo, separate? Muslims and us. Jews and us, Christians and us. Christians, only them going to heaven. No, the Jews, no, it's the Jews, only them, because their Messiah is coming. But the Christian says it's Jesus, the Messiah. But the Muslims say their Messiah is coming. If you read all the books together, there's a huge confusion. Which Messiah is this? But we are the Messiah. You are, and I am the Messiah. We are here to save and bring light to the planet. So this is me. I believe in a very unique way. I never met I already met a few people that believe similar with me, but I believe it's impossible. Just like the waves in the ocean, for me and you to believe the same thing. Look how you look and how I look to start with. This is planet Earth. There is no one, only if you have a twin brother. And even like a twin, Alisha has those twin friends said, my love, it's very hard for me to see the difference. It's so easy for me. Because even after a while, you see difference on them. So that's what I mean. I'm very unique the way I think. My family didn't accept this. I suffered a lot when I was younger. I always was finding ways to escape my family. Until today, talking about this bring me traumas. I made terrible decisions in my life because of religion. You know, always trying to escape, never enjoying. At the same time, I wanted to please my whole family, because I didn't want them to think I was not in the religion. So every time you're pleasing someone, like I'm even feeling now, I'm going back to my memory, even get shaky, emotional. When you're giving to someone without wanting to give, you're giving part of your life. And once you give part of your life, you're removing you from yourself. And this was the moments why I went deep within. I was so within, man, that I didn't even look the light of the sun for many years. I went to my room, but I studied. #1 law student in the whole South America. I went to Europe. Man, I achieved so many things already, but it was never enough for my family. And I had to let go and say, hold on. I've been trying my whole life to show my family that I'm someone, but they don't even care because I'm not in their religion. They might not even see me as someone that will go to heaven. And what I did that helped everything, let go, forgave, and I understand my family now, and I love them. You know what I mean?
So
it's over.
So when was that moment though, when you said, "Nah, I've had enough of complying for something I don't agree with"?
So that moment, as I told you, since a very young age, I'm gonna tell you a memory that I have when I was maybe 9. Okay, 9 to 10 years. Imagine, man, if you want to talk about the Bible with me, everyone that knows me, I think I'm one of the persons, for instance, in Queensland that knows more about the Bible. You can put any pastor here, anyone. I read so many times the Bible. This religion is so full on, boom, 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 every day. Like I used to only read the Bible for many years, only, no other book.
So your religion was a combination of Jehovah's Witness and Jewish?
No. My family was split in two. I learned about Jehovah's Witness, and I learned also about the Jews, and I learned also about Messianic Jew. Like I learned, like was never a Christian family, because Christian is believing in Jesus as God in Christmas. Like my family doesn't celebrate any of those things, but they believe in Jesus as the Messiah. Man, it's very complicated. Try to understand the difference between Hindu and and Muslim this way. Like it's just religion. It's just one person that thought different than everyone, and try to convince 100 people that this is the right way, and everyone believed. That's what it is. Like me and you can start a religion now that if you don't sit this way everywhere you go, you're not going to be blessed by God. And then suddenly the whole world starting sitting this way, they're from our religion. Does that make sense? It's pretty like, I don't see any other difference.
Wow.
You know?
And so then you kind of went against the grain. You were telling a story when you were 9 or 10 years old.
When I was 9, 10 years old, I have this memory, man, that I was in the temple. And then this woman behind me that I always spoke with her said, hello, you know my personality. I love talking to everyone. It's me. It's who I am. I love talking to everyone, no matter who you are. I want to hear a little bit about you. And that's it. And my mom said, oh, mom, don't talk to her. I said, what do you mean, mom? I don't talk. She's getting divorced. And in the law, if you get divorced in this religion, you cannot talk to the woman for like 2 years. Look, I even get like, imagine being someone going to a place that you consider your family, and no one's going to talk with you for 2 years. And then I couldn't stand. Those are little, like, I can give you so many examples.
Why do they live like that?
Because it's religion. Man, it's religion that is killing people, that is bringing war. What else? Like, what do you think religion is for me? Me, you, wow. I kill you. You're inferior, and I'm here. That's why they killed Jesus. Jesus, the thing that he hated the most was religion. Jesus, almost everyone believes he's the Son of God, used to walk with prostitutes, tax collector. Man, if Jesus was here now, he would walk with people. If God was here now, he would walk, with the Kardashians. This isn't like people would be shocked with a transsexual, transgender. Like, doesn't matter. He just treated everyone the same, like gay, not gay, blue, orange. And then, if you're gay, you're going to hell. Imagine being gay. And now I'm sharing my story because I was never gay. I never had one homosexual thought, but I was like dancing, acting, talking to the camera. And I heard my whole life of my religion, I think he has the gay demon. And I hate it. You know what I mean? I hated sometimes being called this. But now I know every man does this as a joke when you grow up. It's just a way. But this is not nice in their religion. So imagine if I was gay. So just imagine if there's someone listening to this with a similar story than mine. Because I know there are maybe millions of stories similar than mine. You know what I mean? A lot of people that don't even believe in God, they had an experience of mine. So what they do, they go to the completely opposite. And I did this for 1 year. I used to swear at God. Can you believe I was an atheist, a completely atheist for a whole year or 1.5 years? I wouldn't believe in God. No, why? Because I was so angry with religion. Like, what is this God? Always telling me what to do. But then we're going to keep going.
So now I think what we should do is figure out what the difference is between religious and say like religion and God.
Yes.
Because what you were saying there is religion annoyed you so much, so you got annoyed at God.
Exactly.
And you hated God, but then you realize that they're separate. For me, we've spoke a little bit on your couch and you've explained this a little bit, but what is the difference? And how are you going, okay, I'm against religion, but I want to believe in a God, and you refer to it all, it's in your Instagram bio. What makes you have such a strong connection with God, and what is that?
Man, first of all, I'm 100% sure that God is real and that He's a higher force, a higher energy looking at us. And if you start to listen into the voice and understand that there is your human nature and your spiritual nature, and then you can get connected to your higher self or the way that you want to believe, if you are on a journey, I believe that God is, I want to be better every day. God is, how can I be better? Am I lying to myself? Am I doing something that I should? What can I do today to be better? Like, can I stop complaining? Or am I strong enough to say sorry when someone confront on something bad? So this is what I started to say. I said, hold on. This was Jesus' message. Jesus used to only say, look at this. Look what he used to say. Renew your mind. Renew your mind means, hey, I know, I see your videos. I follow you. I admire you. I'm inspired by you. Drinking, like partying, and then suddenly rewire your brain. Look at Jesus, a hippie Jewish that changed the world. Man, he divided earth. It's before and after here. Rewire your brain so you can understand and live the perfect, the good, and the pleasing will of God and live in this frequency. So, man, when you live this way, it's going to be a good, perfect, and it's going to please you to live in this way that I'm living, that you live, that is in the way of becoming better, of evolving, not judging. He always used to say, please don't judge anyone. Before you judge someone, look at yourself. Like you're judging, look what he said, you're judging a dot of ketchup on someone while you have your whole t-shirt full of tomato sauce. Does that make sense? Hey, look at that fur, and you're full. So if I keep talking about Jesus to you, and then people go and create a religion, didn't understand what he said, man, Jesus was so amazing that he had all the fame and power in the whole world in that time. He could get in the party with a Lamborghini, helicopter, airplane. He chose maybe the simplest Chinese car to go in, quiet, hello. He was, you know what I mean? And then people today, in name of religion, making billions of dollars, like reversing it. That's what I mean. Religion, in my opinion, will disappear from earth in the next few hundred years. And does that make sense? People are not going to accept this anymore.
I struggle to believe when you to resonate with when you say God is, if you make a mistake, forgive, understand why how that mistake made, like all the things you were just listing about bettering yourself, becoming better every single day. How is that related to God?
So, man,
does that make sense?
Make total sense. I understand, because when you think the word God, also for you as a Caucasian Australian, because your family, if I show all your ancestors here, most of them lived in Christian churches. You know, most of them were Christians and believer in religion, because you come from a Christian background. You were from, I can look at you. It's easy to see. Australia was made on a Christian religion. So when I mean God, you immediately think, church or the Bible. But when I mean God, what I mean is a force that is in the universe and lives within you. Not only that, it's here as well. For this to grow, this energy to grow, you need to look up and understand, how can I get connected to this energy? You know, what can I do? So once you wake up, let's do this test. Once you wake up one day, only eat McDonald's, drink alcohol, snort a little bit of Coke, lie to a few people, you know what I mean? Steal money, do every bad thing in the planet, and go to sleep and tell me how you're feeling. And right before you sleep, how you feel. You're feeling bad. You're feeling miserable. You're feeling that you're not aligned to your purpose. Which purpose? God, this purpose. But the other day, wake up early, do a nice bath, do a video, and don't care what people are going to think, because you know there are people that love you, you know, and you know that you're impacting people. I'm one of them. Keep going. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? And go work out like a machine. Look at this day. And then putting weights on your legs. But how do you do that? I'm so far away from this. Well done. And then talking to people and connecting, podcasts. And I click on the girl. Oh my gosh, she's so popular and has such a big following. This guy's networking. And then you are with Eric, with those guys that are they're in a different level, you know, and then you come back home and you eat salad, greens, you say no to sugar, no to pornography, no, and then you go to sleep. Tell me how you feel. Does that make sense? And then I can guarantee you, what is the percentage of Earth you think is living number one? And what is the percentage of Earth that is living number two? You know, it's very easy. Just check. Let's start checking, you know, statistics, and you tell me.
Is there a level of, is the reason you put it back to a God though, is there a level of peace of mind in that, by being able to say, he wants me to do this, and like because when I look at it, I go, all right, I am running away from certain pains, and there's certain pleasures that I want. And I know that the gap between where I am now and the life I want to live is the work I've got to do. And to do that, to feel really optimized in my work, I need to make sure I'm eating well, training my body so I feel good mentally. I want to look in the mirror and be proud of who looks back. And I kind of look at all these things and go, all right, I need to do all this to keep leveling up myself. But God doesn't kind of go in, he doesn't really come into this power, and this energy doesn't like come into my mind to do that. But for me, if I'm looking at it, because I'm very open-minded to being able to be more connected to to that energy. Like for me, it's okay, I'm in this phase where I'm looking after my body, I'm doing things right, at least I like to think so, but I want to take it that next step further spiritually and be more connected. Like what would be something you would say to someone like that, like me?
Man, what I can tell to you is, first of all, I admire the way that you think. Do you respect how I think?
100%.
Do you think I'm inferior for the way that I believe? I don't think you're either.
I admire
That's
it. I admire it. It's the other way around.
Because you are you, I'm me. You know, if you're born in my family, you might be saying the name God. If I was born in your family, I wouldn't be saying the name God. But it's you, it's me. You respect me. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna tell you're going to hell. You're not gonna tell I'm going to hell. We are really gonna change the earth, being better and teaching other people to be better. Then you watch earth changing, you know?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I also see like the way you talk about and like you pray regularly, and every time I leave you're praying to me, and it's this awesome power that you just give off. Yes. And I just see it, and I see you're so in tune with this energy. And I kind of look at it and go, how can I at least get a bit of some of that in my life? I feel like there'd be a level of peace that comes with that.
100%. Man, I'm going to tell you how I see prayer. Prayer for me, it's speaking amazing words over you or someone. Okay? I pray that every time that you go to the gym, or you do your CrossFit or everything you do, that you don't damage your lower back, that your knees can be okay, that your back can feel strong. Do you understand prayer? Mm. And prayer can be also to receive. Because do you know why you don't have? Because you don't ask. Why I'm here? I asked you. I sent you a message. Hey, Chris, I saw your post. I'd like to jump on your podcast. Hey, Dij, felt your energy. Thanks so much for having me. I asked you and you said yes. So sometimes, hey, God, do you know what? I'm making $5,000 a month, but I would love to make 30. You know, can you give me a hand? Like, who can I talk with? And then suddenly you wake up, oh my gosh, where did this deal come from? You know, and it's not only me, it's people from everywhere in the planet saying that when they're leaving this frequency and they started to really be abundant, asking and doing what needs to take, they receive. The universe is very giving, no matter who you are, from anyone, they don't select. God doesn't look the way that we look. It's everyone that vibrates in this frequency. Yours. Give. Oh, do you want more? More. And you receive.
And I believe that, because when you look at all the biggest people in the world, they all believe in something. They all have there's a God in their life. A lot of the time, try and find someone that's massive online, that's achieved major levels of significance, that doesn't believe in a God. And that's why I kind of can't help but want to look further into it. Naturally, I'm grown up in a very atheist, I guess you could say, family. Wow. And so for me, it's kind of been a whole new thing. Like, there's no politics in my family. They would never, like, they don't vote. There's none of this. So that's all learnt. And like, understanding politics, I think, is important in the world of business, to understand the world like that as well. None of that. So it's like, okay, flat scratch. Religion and understanding all of that, none of that in my family. So you kind of got to like learn all these things new, and that's why I love these conversations.
Oh, we're the opposite. And look what you achieved, you know what I mean? Because you came from your family as well. They let you be yourself. You know, they let you be yourself. No?
I think it's amazing. I think,
Do your family let you be who you are?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Your family is more religion than mine, maybe. Does that make sense if you look in this perspective? So does that, like, because they let you be yourself? I had to prove them.
And so that's the thing, is like it wasn't easy when they were getting calls from my teachers saying that I'm running amok, or I'm not doing my work, or I'm not coming to school. And like, you know, my dad would want to send me to some like private school, so I'd focus, and I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. And so I had to earn my respect a little bit. Like, I was starting out in business, and then They're like, what are you doing? Like kind of freaking out a little bit. And then it took me a little bit to kind of get some results or get some runs on the board for them to now believe me. But now mum and dad are like my biggest fans. And so it's awesome.
They message you?
Yeah, they're both listening to this right now. Like they listen to everything I do. They love it, which is so awesome.
What are the names, please?
Mum's Sharon and dad is John.
Sharon, John, receive good energy, receive good news in your life. Thank you so much. And well done for raising this guy. Well done. I want to get some tips. Thank you so much. well done. It's nice how you talk about your family, because at the same time, I know I spoke all days. My family today, we are now walking for a healing journey. It's very hard to go to heal all this, but it's nice because I only see improvements now. It's slowly you're able to rebuild, slowly you're able to maintain, and slowly you're able to grow. You know, life on earth is not quick. Who said the tree is gonna show up in the next day? You know, who said your business is gonna succeed in the first year? Who said you're gonna have a viral video in 2 years? Who said this? Like, and if it was this way, would it excite you? I don't think it would excite people if Earth was just, I want money, and then suddenly a lot of abundance. I want a beautiful person to be with me, and suddenly that person showed up. It's not this way.
It's the uncertainty that makes it special. Like without uncertainty, like think about business, for example. Like it's the uncertainty of it that makes it worthwhile. Because if it wasn't uncertain and it was clear, then everyone would do it. Then it wouldn't be special.
Nice to meet you. I agree. I never thought this way. This is so true. Everyone is uncertain. Everyone, even the most religious person, the richest man on earth, the prettiest women, everything, they are uncertain. Is that true? Do you, like, even like the moment that you die, okay, so the way that I believe is going to be after life is this. But I know you're not 100% sure because no one knows.
No.
You know?
That's the best part.
That's the best part. We don't know. Let's just accept that we don't know and respect to one another different religions. They don't know. I don't know. I believe is this way. You believe is that way. Nice to meet you, Mohammed. Nice to meet you, John. Nice to meet you, Joshua. Love everyone. Boom. But look what is happening in the planet, and we only killing each other in the name of religion. And I think that's what is amazing that we are talking about this now, because I believe, in my opinion, that look what we achieved as humans with hate, with like all the things you can imagine, hate, wars, all the things you can imagine. Look what you achieved. Now imagine if we had comprehension. Imagine if every family on earth, let's put it this way, was like your family. What do you think would happen? Right? You think, is your family going to kill someone from a different religion? Do you want to kill someone? Do you want to rape someone?
No.
Do you want to do domestic violence with someone? Do you want to steal someone? Do you want to make sense?
No. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
100%. So do you think that, with all that said, it's coming at, because the uncertainty, what we were just talking about, coming at things and making decisions from the heart is so important with what feels right in that moment at any given time, because then when you make the decision that feels right in that moment, it's going to put you on the path that you're meant to be anyway. And it's kind of like looking at the things, you're going to have a decision-making process, doing what feels right and disregarding all the rest and moving forward, because you can only focus on the things that you can control. When life's so uncertain, if we are going into an unknown, which is always the case when we're trying to achieve some level of significance, a way to deal with that and a way to make sure that we're not like regretting the decisions that we make is by going, okay, we've done something from the heart here. I'm going to make that decision and disregard every other option because I've already chosen it. It's happened now and we're going to go for it. Do you think that's important?
Man, I believe that's extremely important. And going to business and going as a human, I know I'm a person that I'm guided more by my heart than my mind. But now I'm in a moment in my business that I'm starting to change little by little, taking from here and bringing more to here in business. And it's you need to be very careful when you start doing business, because it's very hard to separate business and personal life. Can I tell you something? It's almost impossible. It's very hard. That's the truth.
To separate business and personal.
Man, imagine, like, just a question for now. Imagine you have an employee that loves you and you discover that employee was was cheating on you or was stealing from you, and you go home. How are you going to feel when you get home? You know what I mean? Now, how many of those things you think Elon Musk go through a day? How many of those things imagine those leaders back in the day, Ku Klux Klan, Alexander the Great, like Marcus Aurelius. Imagine, Marcos, on the east, they're killing your cousin. Oh my gosh, my cousin. Oh, on the north, the barbarians are coming. And imagine being, you know what I mean? Imagine.
Do you think there's
it's hard.
Do you think
the more you grow, the harder it is.
Do you think that what's so important then is to be able to not ride the emotional roller coaster of life, and being able to realize that, and this is probably like, if you can do this, you're probably in the top 0.1% of everyone in business. And it's being able to walk into your gym and your personal trainer treats you one way, then you go into the office and your employee is excited because it's payday today, and you see the excitement on their face, and you got to reenact back to them how excited you are for them to get paid today. But then you've got to go to a board meeting and tell the investors that you're in the red and you don't even know how the work's being paid.
I got you.
And being able to do this, and then you've got to go home and speak to your partner, and when she goes, "How's work today, babe?" you go, "Yeah, it was good," because you don't want to put this down on her and get her worried that you can't provide. And so all of these conversations in one day,
that's crazy.
If you can do that and be able to take a big breath in after one door and then close that door and walk into the next one and have that different conversation, I think that is ultimate mastery in terms of communication and leadership.
I agree. Man, I'm going to tell you, the same way that you have this thing about helping people, because you're very well known for helping people to be better. I see the comments on your posts. Like, yeah, I'm sure we spoke about it. People that message you, "Thank you, I didn't kill myself because of one of your videos." Imagine someone that was gonna kill themselves and watch one of your. You are well known for this. You have amazing on this. It came on you. It's a gift that you received. I'm sure if I ask your mom, she's gonna tell me since he's really young, he was always this way, always kind and always treating people well. I also came with a gift, and this gift was human relationships. So I'm not very smart for many things, and people would get impressed how dumb I am for many things. But when it comes to relationships with business, with my friends, with my partner, with my friends, with my business partners, I know exactly by only looking where that person is, what is happening, and how can I help. And it's exactly what you said. The entrepreneur, 0.1%, he needs to master human connections, master human relationships. And I understood 3 things. First, criticism. I'm not here to criticize anyone. It's hard. You have this feeling, I want to criticize. You're here to uplift people. Uplift everyone that work with you. Bring people up. Because this is our mission, to bring people up. Second, you always, to be a good businessman and a good leader, you're going to put the community interest above yours. For instance, I'm going to give an example. I have a rule in all my construction business, everything that I do. If the guy that was on site on tools took longer, and we have the money to pay that we usually have, goes to him. So that's the second big entrepreneurship person. He understands the value of the community. He shares. He's not greedy. And third, and for me is the most important one that I see this a lot on you, they have the favor. They have favor. And when I mean, what is favor? People look at them, wow, your energy is incredible. Wow, you're so nice. It's this favor, it's this gift that he has that people come to them and want to talk with him or her, do business with them. Does that make sense?
Can you elaborate a bit more on favor? What do you mean by that?
So favor is, once again, I always come a lot to religion in my life. The base of my life comes from the beliefs that I have. So favor, like if you study any religion as well, favor means a gift or an energy or whatever you want to call that people come to talk with you, that you drag people's attention. It's not everyone that has this. You know this. You have, I can see, I'm sure since you're really young, if I ask again to your mom and your father, how many people came only to say this? Wow, he's so good looking. His smile is so nice. Look at his hair, looks like an angel. This is a favor. It's a gift. So if you know how to use this favor on the benefit of your community, and because I believe as soon as you leave your house, you're representing a group. It's not only you. You represent all your friends, all your family members, all your ancestors, all your employees, your clients, you're representing them. So you need to get out of there in this jungle, in this world, and say, what can I take What can I bring back to my community? What can I do to do so? And then you're just walking. That's what I say. You're just walking and say, hey, I'm needing someone to build my house. Hey, I'm needing some workers. Hey, I'm needing this to be ready. I said, wow, it's really give and receive. So the intention of every successful man and woman heart, the really successful one I met, is to simply help others. So when you have this frequency, that's what I thought about your videos and what you do. It's simply to help others. And look what you're receiving back. There is no problem in having a following. There is no problem in having money. There is no problem in having all those things in the planet. If your heart is here to serve.
And the thing is about that is the feeling you get from giving and making an impact is a way greater feeling than most things. It's the most beautiful feeling ever. And I was at a run club yesterday, and there was a guy here, and he was quizzing me, and kind of like bad mouthing everyone that has a following online, saying, oh, they can have following, but they never make any money from it. And they started saying all this really bad energy putting out there. And
it's hurtful, hey.
And everything came back to money all the time. And then I was like explaining to him about the things that I'm working on and stuff, and I was saying how I want to write a book, and how that's probably the number one thing I'm inspired by to do at the moment, because I want to have this physical impact to be able to give to people, and they change their lives with this thing that's in their hand. And as soon as I said that, he's like, oh, book, that's a good way you can make good revenue from a book. And I'm like, brother, I'm not making a book to make money. That's not what it is. Money is a big driver for me. I'm trying to make a lot of money, and that's a big driver for me. But it's not the reason I'm going to write a book. It's not the reason I'm doing most things, because when someone stops me on the street and says, you've saved my life on multiple occasions, that for me is more than anything could possibly do.
I understand.
And yes, I need the money to live the life that I really want to live. That unlocks the life I want to live, that money, and it's important. But it's not the actual thing that actually matters when you actually strip it back.
Successful man. Can I tell you 5 men, 5 women, like I tell, they think exactly like you. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Cleopatra, that was the Egyptian. I can give you so many amazing, Jesus, you know what I mean, Mohammed, so many amazing people that came to Earth, and they impacted Earth because of this feeling. So once again, stop being a receiver. I wake up. What the government can give me. Where's the center link? Just, I'm going to work now hourly here. How can I get half an hour more? Do you know this? Look at the mindset. Oh, hold on. I'm shopping here and it was $5 less. They made a mistake. You know, this is a lot. So I'm telling you, how many people you think are living in this frequency?
Scarce.
It's
so scarce.
Crazy, hey.
Like, I was on a walk with Sam. You know Sam. I was on a walk with him just earlier on the beach and getting our feet in the sand, and we're talking about abundance, because both of us have such an abundance mindset, and a lot of people can't relate to it.
Yes.
And they kind of pay out the abundance mindset, and they think we're spending too much, or we're, in terms of the way we live. And I kind of go, I think the abundance mindset is so important. Think about how much weight people are carrying on their shoulders by worrying about things that don't actually matter. Think about how much time people spend on how much fuel prices are, how much avocados are in the shops, like all of these things that people constantly worry about. They spend hours every single week on shit that they shouldn't be worrying about. When you actually think about it, all the little things, coffees have gone up from $5 to $6. Who gives a fuck?
Wow.
I'm
understanding you.
Can
I tell you something about it? I was with a guy, maybe the richest early 20 guy I know in Australia. Like, the guy is so rich. I was with him in Sydney yesterday. And do you want to know something? He thinks exactly like you. Crazy.
That's awesome.
He's his mindset. Money. Like, he thinks about how can I free my time and make more money. And what he does, everything that he buys his partner, he buys to his mom. First rule of his life. Anything to my partner. I'm going to give a Louis Vuitton bag to my partner, my mom. He's buying a house to his family. He blessed so many people. So why? That's why he has a lot of money. Then he goes to Sydney. I see him shopping $80,000 Rolex next to me, shopping bags, this and that. And he asks me the whole time, Digi, let's shop. No, I'm all good. Why I'm not going to shop? Why I don't want to be? Because I think in a different way, but it's me, and I respect how he believes. Does that make sense? And that's what I mean. Even the guy that came to you and said, your book, make money. If you just look at him from an outside perspective, think this is how he believes. It's his journey. I will respect, but don't tell me what to do. That's what I like about, don't let ever tell anyone what to do is not aligned with you, because this is also not good.
It just means you're probably not going to gel and hang out as much with those people because they're not as aligned. And that's fine.
It's very low. Man, people cannot even get close to you anymore. It's happened. It's hard to even get, like, I'm going to give an example. Would someone that with those 5 traits get close to you? Just say yes or no. Drug addict, yes or no? No. Someone that has a partner and cheats on her every day?
No.
No chance. Someone that is sleeping with multiple people like every single time and just focusing about partying and raving the whole time? No. Someone that is extremely obese and only eat McDonald's the whole day on your ear. I imagine all those food. And 5th, someone that doesn't take a shower, that is very dirty, that doesn't even brush. Makes sense. So what is the percentage of Earth that is in these 5 categories that doesn't even club?
But the thing is the standard's even higher than that, to the point where it's like you're not doing all of the top tier stuff, then get out of here. Because it's like, if I'm trying to level up me, imagine hanging out with people below. And maybe not below, just different priorities, right?
I understand what you mean. I understand. The below is not that they are better or worse. The below is how you see with your life perspective. It is below for you, someone addicted to drugs, doing crazy things, and someone that is healthy, running 10K a day. Well, it is below. You can look from above, because you are looked, but doesn't mean that they're worse than you. And that's what another thing. This is the biggest problem. People achieve success, they achieve position, and then suddenly they start to say, this is the right truth, those people are completely wrong, let's kill them. Does that make sense? This is history. Let's just kill those people here. But no, let's see, how can we help them? How can we show? So man, sometimes you say, this video here is very clear, like I don't know if you say, like, I'm sure you heard this again, or sometimes you say this is something common, but you are saying in your own way, and it's not common at all the way you think. Some things that you think are cliche, people never heard before. Like simple things like, enjoy your day. Like, time is more valuable than money. Whoa, that's so true. What, I'm working 60 hours for a boss that treats me bad? And then this is the power of the online world. Do you know how I see social media now? It's like crypto 20 years ago, or all those things back in the days. It's like property in Australia 20 years ago. Now, someone that has 100,000 followers, even not that much, they're not making as much as they want in many things. But wait the next 5 years and get shocked with how much money is coming to the online world. It's the biggest energy. It's never in history a leader could talk like I did. For instance, I did a video that said, what is the secret of life? I played the folks. If you want to be happy, be happy. If you play the folks, like, amazing guy, love that guy so much. I felt the energy with him. He speak with him. He's just a kind Australian. You know what I mean? I treat him as the same. I like getting to know him and seeing his perspective in life and sharing and not judging him. Because imagine how judgy he's the whole time, like being one with him. And was seeing, just an example, your videos as well, 3.5 million people. Man, maybe Hitler was never heard by that many people. Mark, like, imagine now Joe Rogan, how many people he can achieve with one conversation. Imagine. So this is the biggest power, and people not realizing until the other generation come, and you watch money, you watch how much you're going to be able to make if you don't give up and keep going. So all these things about money will come to you regardless, because it's not where your heart is. Receive good energy.
100%. I'm already feeling the energy. I want to go back to the 3 things that you said were so important in business, and 100%. How you said, I'm gonna get these. You said criticism, you said putting the community first, and then you also said no criticism, putting the community first, and then favor.
Yes.
They're the 3 that you said. I want to talk about criticism, because do you think that no criticism?
No criticism.
Because for me, I think there's so much value in constructive criticism. And when I say this, though, I think what's so important is you need to have a solution for them off the back of the criticism. And I think that's powerful, because in my eyes, I look at it going, I have this high standard and I want everyone to be rising with me as the tide rises, all the boats do too. So if you're coming on this journey with me, or at least we're all trying to rise, if I can see you improve, I'm going to tell you. So I'm going to tell you that you're doing shit in a kind way, but then at the same time, I'm going to say solutions of how you could probably do it better. and hopefully that they respect it and they try and take it. And if they don't take it, that's completely fine too. But what are your thoughts on criticism and why are you so against it?
I love the English language because English, you can always use one word before another one to completely change the meaning. For instance, criticism is one thing, but constructive criticism is a completely different thing. So criticism, and that's what a lot of sole traders, small business, even medium business owners, they do. You're never going to get to the top people if you have this. Who are those people? I'm sure you met many. I'm going to give an example. A guy that owns a cafe, and his worker is working bad in that day. Cannot even hire you to do shit. Look at you. You know what I mean? Just an example. Criticism is everything bad. Is when you put someone down because they're not performing as you wanted or because you believe they are not good enough. So you're going to put them down. But a leader is not here to put anyone down. A leader is here to come, hey, this coffee that you're doing, can you do it better, please? Because it's not even, once again, if he's not a hardworking person, it's not going to even come close to us. My problem with my people is not working hard, is not being late for work. I don't have those problems. It's not showing up, it's not fulfilling their word, it's not finishing a job. My problem can be, wow, I can see that he's overthinking a lot and he's anxious, he's not sleeping really well because business can be hard. Hey man, can I talk to you? Yes, I can do two things. Man, look at the mistake you made, cost me $6,500. This is ridiculous. This happens to me all the time. Ridiculous what you're doing. This is there. Hey, man, can I talk to you? First of all, thank you for everything you have been doing for the company. I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate you donating to my vision and my values, to my name and to my energy here, your time. That is the most important thing you can share with me. It's the only thing we all have the same. But can I tell you something as a brother? Costed me a lot of money to do that. This is the constructive criticism. But the criticism where, man, go start walking business. You're going to see so many that do this. Just see how the manager treats the employee. Just see how, like, someone's already getting angry and shutting door. You're not going to succeed with this energy. It's impossible. Give up. It's not going to happen if you have these criticisms like a will put people down. I'm superior. I don't like when people fail. I'm going to treat people this way. That's why, man, in America, in Canada, in Brazil, in Europe, in Australia, every 5 business, only 1 succeeds and 4 go bankrupt. It's not an Australian thing. It's a human thing because only with criticism, you're going to go down. You only can grow bringing people up in a good mental health is everything. And we're just learning this now. Mm-hmm. It's everything.
So defining criticism in the sense of, I'm trying to tear you down.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's funny because there's that quote around like, no one above you is going to be talking you down.
Never.
Like so who does? And this is the thing is like when you see user 6544 with no profile picture call you an absolute wanker on your post.
Does that hurt you?
No, I don't even see it because it's drowned in positivity, which is awesome. I'm very blessed. Wow. Very blessed. If you've looked in the comment section, there's not too many haters, which is awesome.
I understand.
But in saying that, you go, why does that matter? Because they're clearly, they're resenting some part of you or they're having a bad day and you just happen to be on the receiving end of that. Yeah. Like, who cares? It is what it is. But I think I love that where you're saying like tearing someone else down. And also, what value does that have? It holds no value for anyone. It holds no value.
Hurts me a lot.
Yeah.
It always hurt me when I see those comments to people because we're all connected in the end of the day. You know what I mean? If you think that hurts me, but I've been learning a lot. Alisha, my partner, she's specialized in like a human brain. So important to have an amazing person. Love you, Ging. And it's so good for you to not let this hurt you. But man, I'm just going to tell you something quickly. I cannot forget this. I did a research in Harvard. Most of your haters and my haters are people close to us. You would be in shock if like FBI or Australian put, hey, let me show your haters here. Oh my gosh, my neighbor. Oh my gosh, the guy that I went to school with and I was, you wouldn't, it's not many strangers, when you realize this. So it's people that are just telling on your face what they believe about you. So thank you. So what
behind your face, they're not
behind your face. So what I do when I see those comments, like a hate comment that I receive all the time, You know what I mean? I receive all the time, especially when a video goes well. It's not like, I don't know why. What I do, let me see if this guy is saying something that I should change or if it's just something that belongs to them. If it just belongs to them, receive. It's something to do with me. Said, wow, I need to be humble because I'm not going to achieve what I want if I'm not humble. Another thing that criticism is in the same category to finish. It's impossible for someone to succeed or live a good life if I come to you and say, hey, Chris, can I talk something with you, brother? Yeah, man, I didn't like what you did. Hey, whoa, Diogo, no, don't want to talk about it. Do you know those people that never are wrong? You know, they're never wrong. They're always right. Impossible to succeed. You need to be humble and understand that, Chris, you probably have 1 million. I probably have 1,000,000 things to get better. That's why only eternity is enough time for us to be perfect. Imagine how many things you have to get better in me. So it's okay to listen and to receive. So hold on.
It's not okay. It's a must-have. It's a must-have because, and this is the thing, is like even when I've had times where people I thought were like my best friends have just absolutely rinsed me and told me some like negative stuff and tried to, you know, go against my character and tell me how I'm, just say some not very nice stuff. And the thing is being calm and stoic in those moments and listening to what they're saying, because the reality is that's their reality. Like what they're saying, you've somehow made them think that way. So like if you've made them think that way, there's got to be some merit in that. And it's shooting yourself in the foot by saying that there's nothing wrong with me. Because the only way you can get better is from that. I think that our biggest teachers are our past self and our past lovers. And when we get criticism from these other people, that's our past self teaching us how have we acted, what have we done to make them feel that way? Because that's the reality, they felt that way. So what have we done? Now look, they may not be right. You may not have to onboard what they've said. But at least you've explored it and you've come to a conclusion on, okay, is that thought going to do me good or do me bad? And if it's going to be in the good basket, then okay, let's try and fix some things in our life to make that there. But then also you said the people that hate us the most, the closest to us. It's this quote that just sticks with me. It goes like, when you're on your way up, they root for you because you remind them of their dreams. And then when you're at the top, they tear you down because you remind them that they didn't fucking try.
Wow. And what is the only revenge? Success.
Oh my God.
It's the only, there's no other revenge. It's the only revenge. It's the only one you can have on earth. It's success.
Yeah. I need to show you this. I need to show you this video because I was just sending this to a friend of mine, to Sam actually.
Wow.
And we're gonna play this on the mic and you're gonna see this. It's Alex Hormozy.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist.
Wow.
And that's when he said success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Because everything else is petty. Everything else does show that you were thinking about these people all day long, which means they win by default. He's like, all you can do is think about your goal and winning. He's like, and when you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow.
Wow, bro. Wow.
It's so funny how you brought up success is the biggest revenge. And that video I literally screen recorded yesterday. So that's why it was on my camera also.
This is called aligned in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are aligned. Like do you have a lot of alignment in your days? Like with not only numbers, but with people that you see things. I'm sure you do. That's why you look, man. So tell me, quick question for you. I'm sure a lot of people want to know. You are on your way to the top and it's happening and you're only going to grow. You're the new generation of Australian, true blue Aussie, that you are here to really spread positivity and show the world how we live here, who we are, what we do in this. Because see this, man, in the Gold Coast now is happening something similar to Hormozy. We're talking about the same things. We're all evolving together. He's not more than us. We are in the same level here right now. So look what is happening. We should be proud of ourselves. One thing is to be humble. Another thing is to deny who you are. Never deny who you are, but be humble. Because if you deny who you are, you're lying to yourself and to others. Man, you're amazing, Chris. Well done on your videos. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, well done on your videos. No, it's you. receive the compliment. So to be you now on the way to the top, knowing that, man, you can become the next Chris Hemsworth. He didn't have the chance you're having now. He had to go there, hustle. He didn't have social media, and he made it. So look at the chance you have. So how is to be here? Are you handling this well? Is this making you happy? Is this aligned with yourself? Tell a little bit. What is?
I think it's just I will answer that. Just something what you just said just then. I really want to touch on. You mentioned about how important it is to receive, because being a good receiver is just as important as being a good giver. Because when you're a bad receiver, you strip away everyone else's opportunity to give. Because if you're a bad receiver and someone gives you a gift, and you don't take it, and you go, no, I'll pay you back, no, I want to transfer you for that lunch you just bought me. It's like, that guy wants to give you. Receive it. You've stripped away the opportunity for that person to give. And giving is an amazing feeling. We've been speaking about it this whole podcast. It's beautiful. So please be good receivers of gifts. I hate it when I will buy someone flowers or dinner or do something nice, and then they just resent it and they kind of like push it back.
I know the feeling.
And it's so common. Like, be a good receiver.
Be a good receiver. I agree.
So important.
That is important. Thank you.
You asked me about how I'm going with all of this, and like I'm very mixed with it. It's not easy, especially when I document my days and a highlight reel of my days, and people send me a message about how amazing it is, not knowing how challenging the day actually was. I'm not going to include I'm very open and honest on my stories all the time, but the reality is life's fucking hard right now. It's in hard mode. It's not easy. And like, when you look at the life and you look at the videos, it's, oh my God, this guy lives the most perfect life. This is amazing. And so what happens with that is you kind of develop this little bit of imposter syndrome where you are kind of documenting this amazingness of your life, which it fucking is. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I love my life. Everything's so awesome. And I'm in the most inspired state I've ever been. But you still get this level of like, and everything's going most things are going pretty well. And so you still get this level of like, fuck, my days aren't easy. I get anxiety. I get anxiety really bad sometimes, where it comes up into my neck and I just feel like I can't do anything. And like, I still get that, you know? And so I look at this thing and I go, is social media helping my mental state or making it worse? And I haven't come to a conclusion yet. It helps me so much, because when those people stop me on the street and they say those things, or I get a massive paragraph or an email, you know, that goes so long I can't even screenshot the whole thing. Like, when I get these things and I read every single word and I put it into a vault, like, that's the fuel that keeps me going, and I love it. And it actually has reframed my outlook on life, because it's made me question what actually matters. So all of these things are so beautiful, but I still can't help but wonder, like, I'm definitely more stressed now I've got an audience than before I had an audience. So like, yeah, I'm still figuring that out. Life's great. Life's amazing, but it's fucking not perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. And I think when you recognize that, like when your expectation is that life is perfect, you are always going to be disappointed. So when you can understand that life's not supposed to be perfect, I don't expect it to all be sunny days. And understanding that, going, like, I put a story up the other day about how I was working in the office and building out this new startup, and it was like 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. No, later. And I was stressed, anxious, like, it was fucked, basically, pardon the French. And it was not good. And I don't document it all the time, because I'm like, oh, woe is me. I don't need to post this. It's fine. But I'm like, okay, this is actually extremely stressful. It's really hard. And I don't feel like anyone can relate to me, and I feel alone. And I put it on the story. I'm like, yeah, look, life's quite hard at the moment. It's not actually all it makes up to be.
Thanks for sharing.
And I go, but I know I'm going to get all these messages saying, hey, you're good, checking in on me, but I want you to know I'm fine. I recognize that in order for me to appreciate all the amazing times, I need to go through the shit. There's no rainbows with no rain. And I recognize that. And when you can truly recognize that, I genuinely believe there's peace in that, because then you go, my expectation is not all of this amazing stuff every fucking day. My expectation is that there's going to be shit. And the reason that shit's so important is because then when I have good, the good's not good, the good's great. And I think going through life like that has really helped me. But yeah, you asked me a question, I went on a tangent. But that's my thoughts about life at the moment.
Wow, that's amazing. 2 things to tell you. And the second thing is very important. First, everyone I know and their dogs, it's a joke, it's struggling right now. It's a hard moment on earth, bro. Not many we're going to be able to make it. And it's going to get harder, but easier if you're putting the work. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It is a hard moment for everyone. It was a hard moment for everyone before us, everyone now, and after us. It's the place. Earth is the place we live. You know, it's not a place of perfection. We get old, we die. You know what I mean? So just understand this. It's everyone on the same
100%.
boat. Everyone I know is on the same boat. And the second thing that I want to tell you, man, if you feel to just open your hands, I would like to give you something now. And like in my own way, brother, you have the energy to handle and receive this 10+ million active followers watching what you do. You have the energy to handle this. I'm telling you as a brother. You are now in a moment that I saw many of my mates. I met so many influencers or people with a big following online. I have no idea how many I met. You're in a moment now that keep going or stop. But if you were a guy that you were doing cocaine during the weekend, using this for your own benefit and your own addiction, your own selfishness on your flesh, I would say, man, I understand. Maybe social media is not good for you, but you have the energy, I'm going to say again, to hold and to have 10+ million followers. And I believe in you.
Thank you so much, bro. It's so cool to hear.
Bro.
It just gets me so excited. Let's go. I think for me, I posted a video yesterday about life's either a comedy or a tragedy. And I think when you can laugh at the bad things that are happening in your life, that's when you know you've gone through enough bad shit. Because like now, I've gone through so much shit now that when something bad happens, I just start laughing.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, dude, what benefit is there to be negative about it? Like honestly, what benefit is there? It's like you can be upset for no reason, so you may as well be happy for no reason.
Whoa!
Like,
whoa!
Like you could be.
You just gave me a gift. Wow, I just felt like this is one of the secrets of the universe.
Yeah.
Wow, you will be sad for nothing, so be happy for nothing.
Yeah, it's like you'll be upset. You'll be upset for no reason, so may as well be happy for no reason. If it's not going to change your life, then it shouldn't change your mood. And that's it.
Wow.
I think that's it.
You know what I mean? For you might be a cliche what you just said. I feel a fire on my heart because I learned something extremely new that is I never understand, why am I feeling sad? It's okay. It's for nothing. You're just a human's emotions. But you know what? Feel happy for nothing as well. And we know how.
And the thing is what you're looking for, you'll find.
That is true.
And so if you're in this room right now, I want to challenge you right now. You're in this room. I want you to find everything that is brown.
Yes.
And have a look.
I found a lot of things that are brown.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah. Awesome. Did you find anything that was red?
No, I didn't.
Because you weren't looking for it.
Wow.
If you focus on all of the negative, this is Tony Robbins. He did this to Theo Von. If you focus on all of the negative, you're going to find negative. But there's always good. With every negative, there's a positive. And when you can focus on the positive, you'll find it. You'll find it because you're looking for it.
I agree with you.
And so, and I understand it's easier said than done. And I also understand that it's okay to be upset. Like I also understand that because that's those times, again, make the good great. Your perspective, right? But I also know that if you look hard enough, you'll find whatever that is that you're looking for. So you may as well fucking look for the good.
Wow.
In all the situations. I really want to go, if this is okay with you.
Thank you.
I really want to go back to your storyline a little bit.
Okay.
Because what we did speak about was religion, but I want to go back to that point when you moved overseas.
Man.
Where'd you go? How old were you? And what happened?
Man, I'm just gonna tell you, the way that I am, the way that I came to Earth, I'm a machine of working. I just don't stop. I just love what I do. I cannot stop. I can see, like, I'm living now what I saw myself when I was young, and I'm already visualizing. So I already left Brazil with this mindset, machine. I'm gonna do my very best. So everywhere that I moved, I lived in America, Canada, Europe, here, everywhere that I moved, this energy was able to open doors. Everywhere that I moved, this energy was able to put me in an amazing privileged position that I can show what I can add, the value that I'm bringing everywhere that I am going. So I said, Diogo, I was just so ready to go. I was just so ready to do
How old were you?
I was 13, 14 in the first time that I moved to Canada. And as soon as I get there, because I was always trying to escape the religion. So I was going there. So the time that I got there in Canada, I was so ready that I already started at 13, 14 to have a label higher of Mexicans working with me. At 13, 14, I was already doing, it was so amazing. So then I only did law to please my family. That's the saddest reality in my life. So I gave 6, 7 years away of my life to my family just to study law, and I didn't even want. But now I'm being very grateful that I did, because it helps me a lot in business. You know, I'm great. Now I'm able to look to my past. I don't know what's going on in my mind. I'm able to go on my past, and everything that I thought was bad, I'm able to go back. You know what? Thank God that my family did this, or my father said this to me, or my mom. Because even if it's something bad, I know what I don't want to do. I know how I don't want to be. This is what I tell my partner sometimes when I meet people. It's nice. This was nice to meet this person. Why? I know how I don't want to be. And I will be careful, because, man, that's the main problem with males. And I tell this to all. If you come close to me, there's going to be a moment that I'm going to ask you, man, are you an abusive man? There's going to be a moment I'm going to come to you and ask you. Be careful, because it's in the man nature. Like, it's in our nature, if you don't take care, to be explosive, to say stuff we shouldn't, or to be aggressive. And these conversations don't happen much between men, because men, they believe that they are not, let me get back to this, because men, they don't believe that they are not abusive. Men, they don't believe that they are not narcissistic. Men, they don't believe that they are not hurting people, because they live so automatic life. So as a brother, as a friend, you come to someone and say, hey, can I ask you something? Are you an abusive person? Are you well? Do you know what domestic violence is? Or do you know what this, and that is? And when you talk to men or other men, you raise this awareness. Sorry, that was my time now to go to another line. But thank you so much. Let's get back. I just felt to share this with you.
No, I think it's...
As a brother now, going away a bit. Yeah.
I think it's so powerful. I learned that lesson of that's how I don't want to be. When I used to work at Hungry Jack's.
Wow, amazing, bro. You have a journey.
I used to work at Hungry Jack's, and I did that for
Burger King
for everyone that's not in Australia. And I did that for 2 years straight, maybe even longer during school, from 13 to 15.
Good worker? Did people like you there?
Yeah, I was like a cool kid. I picked I was one of those guys that it was easy, right? Whereas some people would take a while to and I'd always wrap the burgers perfectly.
Wow, I can tell.
And I would always obsess over just making sure the wrap was perfect. So then when they got it, it was just a good wrap. I would always hate when I would go to a place like McDonald's or something, and when I'd get my meal, the burger was all falling apart and everything. I wanted it intact, and so I did that. But I got fired from Hungry Jack's actually, because the manager was a bully, and he would bully all of the staff. It was crazy. It was I'd never seen anything like it. And I remember I was a 14-year-old cool kid at school that did not care what anyone thought, and so I would always stick up for all the people there. I think I might have been a bit older than this actually, but I'd always stick up for them. And so he built up this level of resentment, because I would always tell him off, and I would actually get quite mad at him because he would pick on the other guys. He wouldn't pick on me because I wouldn't tolerate it, but he would pick on all the other people.
You wouldn't tolerate it.
Nah, never.
Successful, man.
And so then I had this level of like I'd never let him do it to anyone, and I would get to a point and I'd get angry at him. Wow. And then anyway, so what happened was, because he couldn't just fire me, I would come to work, say I'd like be 2 minutes late or something. He'd like write a warning. He's like, "Hey, you're late." And then I did it 3 times. There was one time where I came in again. It was like 3 minutes late, and he had a thing ready on there. He's like, "Mate, that's the 3rd time now." And then he like 3rd strike charm had to like sit me down. He was like full serious in this. I'm going on a tangent now, but he was full serious in this, like firing me, and he had this whole process and everything. And I just looked at him. I started smiling. I just started smiling. I was like, that is who I don't want to be. And then I learned exactly what you learned as well.
Thank you so much for sharing, bro. Something that is very important that you need to know, and how long we have now? I know you're getting to an end.
We got 30 minutes.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. So I'm going to tell something that you need to understand. This is Newton. This is a law of the universe. This is already, do you know when we talk, there is a God, how it is? This is uncertainties, but there are a lot of certainties on earth. If I drop this water on I'm going to be wet. So there is a Newton law. Every action, there is a reaction. So let me tell you, so this is going to blow your mind. What we're doing here right now, trying to help people, putting a positive action, giving our times, putting our energy here to share this and give positive vibes or whatever, touch someone's heart. It's an action, it's a light action. A reaction is going to be coming. So from a manager on Burger King or Hungry Jack's, from a neighbor, from a flatmate, from a family. So the secret, and that's what I've been learning with life, is observe. Only observe. As soon as you have a good video, or you made good money, or you met a nice person, or as soon as you're meeting a nice woman, observe. The reaction will come.
It's coming.
Regardless. Oh, how you think is Donald Trump life for those guys? And it's you know what I mean? It's action, reaction, boom. It's the whole day fighting, you know.
And it's a pendulum swing where when it swings so far one way, it'll swing the same way the other way.
Exactly. It's a reaction coming. When you get, like, imagine your life now. You have so much. You are doing so well. Like, you're doing amazing life. Okay, amazing. The moment you're going to go for a run, this guy come to harass you. Or someone start bad-mouthing you. You know, like other thing, or something, the business is not going too well. You just say, hold on, it's a reaction. I'm going to observe. And what are you going to do to the reaction when you observe?
Smile and wave.
Exactly. That's it. It's just a reaction. It's just passing.
You're going to get slammed on your face. And I think recognizing that is because then you're not shocked. It's like, I speak about it all the time, but like when your expectations here and the realities here, the gap between that's disappointment. So if you can just reduce all of your expectations on life, then you can't get disappointed. And then through that
is true.
Like you can't. Only way you get disappointed is if you have an expectation.
Wow.
Because the disappointment is the gap between that and the reality. No expectation, no gap, no disappointment.
Wow. But can you live a life without expectations?
I think
do you put expectations or not much?
I used to. But now like genuinely, with every business I do, I try not to put any expectation.
Wow, yeah.
Like if everything's a bonus, then like great, by all means I'm striving for the bonus. I want the bonus. But I'm not expecting it. Because then when it doesn't happen, which a lot of the time it doesn't fucking happen. Now I'm really intrigued to get this thought on you, because when you talk about energy and putting it out into the world, that's in a sense putting an expectation on it, kind of, in a sense.
Yeah, like you're making me really think like what I believe when I mean yes, wow, that was very nice what you said. Let me just think here. What I believe is when you put an action and you're receiving this reaction, and when you expect something from someone that is not delivering you, that's a good point. This is a very smart thought that I need to come back to you on this.
You know where I learned it. Well, I've learned it multiple times, but how shit does disappointment feel?
Yes. Wow.
And so for me, my back was against the wall. Credit card debt, no money. Did not know how rent was being paid on Monday last year.
Wow.
Did not know how rent was being paid on Monday.
You know you had to experience this in your journey. It was just a season for you to understand. And
Yeah.
Wow, amazing being through that.
Last year. And I mean, this phase has happened probably every year since I moved out of home and went to lockdown since 2020. But did not know how rent was being paid on Monday. I'm blowing up on social media and I was launching my first product. And it was, I did a free product and I got 5,000 emails. 5,000 people put their email in and got the free product that I made, right? So that was step one of this process. And then I wanted to sell step two. And I spent all this time building this program. I was like, dude, this is so value dense. This is going to change people's lives. I could charge $1,000 for this and people would still get tenfold, but I'm going to sell it for $99. And anyway, I had this expectation that like, oh, this is it. 5,000 emails. Like people are going to love this free product. I spent all this time doing this. It helped me so much, going to help all these people. And then 5,000 people got the free product and it was great. And I thought, and people were messaging me saying, oh, this is awesome. They're loving it. Fuck, this paid one. I'm going to finally get over this hurdle of not knowing how rent's going to be paid. Spent all this time, so long.
Wow.
16-hour days building out this thing for $99. Launch it. How many sales do you reckon I made?
Oh, bro. Wow. I will let you tell this one. But
I made zero.
Wow.
I made zero sales. I made $0. I got 5,000 emails for a product. And I launched a product that I thought was fucking amazing. You know how that felt when that happened? I was at an event. I was at a sales conference. I spent $4,000. Dude,
that's great.
Dude, I was at a sales
because wow. Imagine how you felt. You sold nothing. Wow.
I sold
and
zero.
You gave everyone. It's business, right?
And
wow.
So, yeah, 100%.
Oh
This was about a year ago now.
Yes.
And I was at a sales conference. Ryan Tuckwood, he does Swish sales coaching. Amazing conference. I was at a VIP ticket out the front. I was like a $4,000 thing. And it was day one. I bought this thing on credit as well, by the way. It was day one of this sales conference when I launched this program. And I'm looking at the phone like, no dings happening here, like at all. And I'm like, the email's gone out to 5,000 people. I'm like, I'll make 20 grand at least today, surely. And anyway, and then made $0. And I was like, okay, fuck, it's Saturday. I've got to pay rent on Monday. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I was wrecked. I had to leave the room. I was like hyperventilating.
No one is gonna save you. You're a man.
No one I could call.
There is no one.
No one I could call. I was screwed.
Oh my god!
Right?
What a season!
But I had so much expectation. This is where this is going. I had so much expectation that was going to go well. I already had the numbers. I was like, oh, yeah, what am I spending the money on? I had so much expectation, and I got fuck all, and I was disappointed. Next one comes around, I'm not expecting anything anymore because then I'm going to be ruined. I launched another program. How many do you reckon I sell?
Oh man, please share. I'm so excited. Zero again.
Zero again. But I didn't even care because I had no expectations.
Yes.
So the lesson here for me, I go, if I don't have any expectations, then I can't be disappointed. Disappointment is a feeling I hate. So if I don't want to feel it, remove the expectation.
As an entrepreneur now, I'm in the business world and know Eric personally. You know where you are right now, right? You know that where you are right now, it's more, even if you sold 10,000 products in that day, you know the space you're working now, the people you hang out now, it's way more valuable than all this together. So you didn't give up.
I know, I didn't.
You know, does that make sense? A lot of people, it sold zero, bye.
Yeah.
But you kept going because it's... An earth is not instant gratification. The people, like one of the most miserable people I met, they made money quickly in a very easy way.
Yeah, well, even when
Very
they talk
easy.
about
Boom,
the thing,
boom.
they talk about the thing around like when you win the lotto, it can be the worst
Exactly.
thing. But the reason I share this lesson, and I remember I was doing one-on-one coaching, and I was telling this girl who had this massive expectation. I was like, please, like she was really into manifesting and stuff, and she's like, no, Chris, like if I don't have any, stop shutting down my dreams for this thing. I was like, no, I'm saving your feeling when it doesn't meet that reality because it's probably not. And I'm like, I'm not saying you can't sell that many, but I'm saying if you sell that many and it's a bonus, not a requirement, you're going to feel so much better. She's like, no, you're shutting it down. And then she launches and she wanted to sell 100 and she sold 2 programs of her thing. And she's calling, she's crying, she's like a mess. And the next time she comes around, she's like, all right, anything you say, I'm doing it. And I'm just like, and I'm like, the lesson there is just like this expectation is going to kill you. It really ruins you. And anyway,
Thank
I
you.
stuck
Nice
it
to
out.
meet.
I stuck it out, and clearly that's not the case anymore. Money's coming in, I'm going, well, thank God, right? I'm so appreciative, I'm so grateful. But I look at it and go, I fucking deserve this shit. Like I've been through the shit. It's like I feel deserving of all the stuff I have because I've got perspective of all the shit that I've gone through that no one sees. All those times you get slammed on your face, and it's your job to get back up because no one's coming for you. And you've got to have this thing within you that goes, yeah, okay, I'll get back up because I need to keep going. Like all those times, no one sees that. They see that highlight reel. And then when it comes back to how you're saying how I feel, you go, everything I'm earning right now, I fucking deserve. The people I'm meeting, I deserve. I'm putting the energy out there. And with that, it's like, there's been so much shit and times where I don't feel deserving of it and times where I don't know how I'm going to work it out. And I'm still trying to figure it out, right? We all are for the most part. And so I think just having that perspective with your journey and having those times where you settle these expectations and be disappointed, all those things are important. It's shaping your character.
Thanks for sharing. I completely agree with you. Wow, man, that's amazing what you just shared. Agree. As I said, this is what you do. You give keys to people that you work on you, change you, make sense to you, and you know that many people are needing. You just give a key. Boom, boom. You're opening doors. Boom, boom. Well done. This is how I felt with when you're sick, when you're teaching, and when you're talking. And just so you know, in my business, the business that I do and I'm involved, I have one say. We're going to aim on the sun. And if you reach the moon, I'm still going to be happy. The sun and the moon is such a huge distance. So let's do business. Let's say me and you, Chris, we're going to do business now. And our business is we're going to be selling, you know what I mean, water. Man, let's sell water to the whole planet. You know what I mean? Let's put this goal. Let's start. Because that's what I love about Americans. Americans, they do business thinking about the whole world. Australia only here, Brazil only. Like we need to think about the whole world. So let's aim in the whole world. Let's do this for the whole planet. Let's do Chris Griffin, the whole planet podcast. We'll go interview all those people. You know what I mean? Let's aim to the sun.
I love it.
And then you're gonna land on the moon. If I can guarantee you, if you aim on the sun, the minimum will happen is land on the moon. And how amazing is the moon as well? So much abundant there. You know what I mean? So high, such a high thing.
I think it's so important to shoot for those goals, and I think having those goals, so you have a target to shoot at, is so important. And I'm definitely not saying when you don't set expectation, meaning don't set goals. They're two completely different things.
Completely different things. Completely.
It's like if I have a goal, so I've got a target that I'm shooting at, and then I'm focusing on my output, not my outcome, because I can't control outcome. I can control output. I'm going to get to that goal and that target eventually because I'm taking the steps required. I'm making sure I'm on the right path. I'm climbing the right ladder.
Thomas Edison, how long took him to find electricity? Thanks to him.
Yeah.
You know, after his research, how many times he tried. So it's, as you said, he's aiming on the sun. I will change the whole world through electricity. Earth is needing electricity. No more candles. No more enemies coming, raping our families. No more. Imagine how it is without light. Being able to have light during that. How much this would change the room right now. Lighting is everything for camera. Is everything for life. And he got it after trying so many times. And what he did, and every successful person does, that I believe is the secret of achieving success. I always say, like, you're Hungry Jacks or whatever you do. I'm selling now 0, making $0, but I keep going. Then now it's $10, $20. Wow, I'm making now $500. Oh, 1,000, and look at the time, 1,000, 2,000, 2, and then suddenly 10. Oof, what is this? 10 came from, right? And suddenly 50, and suddenly 100, and suddenly 500,000. You know what I mean? But took so long, so much effort that you have to put in to get this outcome out. So I understand. So goals are, I will make, but every arrow that I throw, it's okay if the light bulb explodes. I didn't have an expectation. I understand what, so imagine, oh, this light bulb, I'm going to kill, no. Oh, good. I will try again. And that's because he had this mindset that you just said. We have electricity. Think about, no one tried like him. He had to, look how many times he had to try after. You know what I mean? To create electricity. It's insane.
Yeah, and I guess it's like the more you go through that journey, the shorter the time frame of disappointment and being annoyed at things and bad times become. It's funny, one of my mentors, Michael Lane, the CEO of Forbes Australia, he said early in his career he would have bad months, then he started to have bad weeks, then he had bad days, then he had bad hours, and then now he has bad minutes.
Wow.
And it's like the more you go on your career.
Wow, it's so true.
The more you go down in your career and the more shit you go through, the more pain that you go through, because pain's only relative to what you've experienced in the past, the more pain you go through, the easier the pain becomes. It's like, oh, staff decides to leave and quit. What's next? As opposed to, oh, fucking staff quit. What am I going to do? Rada, and then complain, and then like an hour later bring it back. Can you believe that he left? It's like, nah, move on, mate. Like, and through time and through experience, I think that annoyance time frame just decreases and decreases to the point where you can just take a big breath in and out and move on to the next.
Thanks for another key. Bro, thanks for the keys. I'm understanding. Everything makes sense to me. I'm getting to know you even better. I think that's what a podcast is for. For two people or three, whatever is in the room, get to know one another better. I'm a whole universe. You're a whole universe. You know, if we open our brains, it's so beautiful. And it's proved by science. Again, another certainty. We had to race against millions and millions of other sperm to be where we are. So imagine how many souls are willing to come to Earth. How many people wanted to be you right now. You know, and remember, brother, your worst day in Australia is a dream day of millions and millions of people from back home. I'm going to say that again. Think about the worst day you ever had. It's the daydream of so many people around the globe. So when you have this mindset, understand I have a bad minute, a bad hour, but look where I am. I have clean water, comfy couch, and my roads are working. People say good morning back to me. No one is coming to kill me. Like, we have so many reasons for being grateful. And I always say that gratitude precedes happiness. You know, I don't believe someone can be happy without being grateful, because happiness is a state of contentment. And I love what he said. If we are sad for nothing, let's be happy for nothing. If we are ungrateful for nothing, let's be grateful for nothing. You know, man, so grateful. What a conversation. Wow, that was a good one.
And I need to ask you something. You are absurdly positive and just everything's amazing and bubbly. And like when the guy goes, you play the pokies? And you're like, thank you so much.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
And I need to ask this, like where does this come from? A lot of the time you speak to people that are so positive, and the reason they're so positive is because they've gone through some shit, or they've had some people in their life that are really negative, and they're like, I don't want to be like that. And they have perspective on that. Is that the case for you, or where's this come from?
Man, like that's a very good question. I'm still asking this to me. Back in the days, I was more like a people pleaser many times, which this version of myself is dying every single day. So when you're a people pleaser and you're positive, it's like myself give me $100 bill, but it's fake. Makes sense? Oh, got $100 bill. Wow, thank you, DJ. Then you go, oh my gosh, that's not even, have you ever had this feeling? It's the worst feeling. You think you found money and you see it's fake, but when you're not a people pleaser anymore and you're doing this because it's who you are, I believe the question is simply, it's who I am. Like, man, I always say, I might not be like so many things on this life, but I know I'm one of the person that when I wake up, I have this flame in my heart. I look in my hand and said, wow, I want to live. I want to live another day. I want to be able to spread this positivity. And as you said, in my opinion, it's so easy to find for negative ways. Like you just go out, you see so many people struggling. We never know what people are going through. Like never know, And what I can tell you is positivity, spreading good vibes, being the best version of yourself, growing. Imagine how many conflicts would be avoided by only someone, hey, man, thanks for being who you are. Can I pay you a drink? Would you like a water? Imagine, because humans, every human you can imagine can be a psychopath, they can be a narcissistic man, can be a pedophile. Every human in the planet, they like being loved, and they like being seen, and they like being observed, and they like being acknowledged. So that's what I try to do during my day. Diogo, it's easy. This is how you live 100% of the time. No, but I have 100 here because I really try to do that as much as I can, to do my best on as much as I can, because 95%, that's what I always say in my business. Sit down with my directors. I have 3 directors right now. I sit down in the boardroom and I say, 95%, every podcaster will do. Every podcaster is going to have a camera, a microphone, everyone. But it's the 5% that no one does. Every builder that you ask to go build your house will do 95% of your house. But it's the attention to detail, communication, doing what you're saying, being on top of things, having a good team, paying your bills on time, understanding your numbers, understand the dynamic of time and who you need to hang out with. Then, boom. Thank you for listening.
Do you feel like the journey of life, we haven't dived into business, and that's going to have to be a convo for another day.
Another day.
We're going to need another one.
Business is what I do. My favorite thing. Everyone, I always say, I didn't do any sport. I was a business guy. I love business.
And it's so funny how we could talk for 12 hours because we haven't even scratched the surface.
Not even scratched the surface.
But I think if we were to do an overview of a journey, do you think that the journey's linear growth, or do you think it's ups and downs? Do you think it's an overnight success, but all the part before the overnight success is the part of the iceberg that no one sees? Like if you were to sum up like this journey and like what would you be able to, like, how would you explain this? I'm really intrigued by your thoughts on it. Like when you're not getting the results that you want, or you feel like you're not moving, like how do you deal with that? And what's your thoughts on that?
This is how I believe life is. You're looking from far away now. When you look from far away, life is like this. All the time, boom, 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 minutes, like boom, boom. Like you can. We are humans. Like with this, I'm not gonna use you as an example because I don't think we should use anyone as a negative example. But imagine if John is in the room and someone calls, "Hey, John, your mom died." Imagine how quick he's gonna go from here to here. Boom. Takes a fraction of a second for a human to be devastated. It was one phone call or one thing that you see or one thing going on in your body. Boom. Everything completely changed. And you go from up and down. But if you look closely to this graphic, if you come close, you see that is a line that is always going up. Because the moments that are up is like 3 steps forward, 2 backwards. 4 steps forward, 3 backwards. There is a proverb that I really like, a Jewish proverb that says, the righteousness man or woman, they're going to fall 7 times, but come back 7 times. The unrighteousness person, they're going to fall once and never come back up. How many people you know that fell once and never came back up? But we are going to fall. For sure we'll fall. You will fall. We are not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. But what happened to people like us? Diogo, come on, come back up. You're going to make it. Or you're going to fail in a business. 0, let's go. Come back up. I fail, but let's come back up. Because what is failing? Like, you'd never fail because you did 0. You know, there is no failure when you're trying, you're doing your best, when you're working. There's no failures when you don't try, like your video that you said, guys, I'm just having a thought about taking risks. You know, I saw your video, I thought amazing. It's when you are not letting your mission, vision, and values come to life, and you just don't take the risks. As you said, then you're failing. But when you try, you're moving there, you're trying your very best to grow, to do your, like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think failure is a cost that you have. That you've got, like you've got. What are your thoughts on the Chinese bamboo tree?
Wow, man! Thank you for asking this to me. Oh my God, did you watch this video of the Chinese bamboo tree?
I just know that you've explained it.
Yeah, I explained, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. I don't think about this for so long, man. Chris, you're a businessman. You're good in business. You know, this is what you need to do to get, you know what I mean, to achieve your goals. You really need to go where anyone goes. You need to be able to go deep into people, because on the surface is the whole day. The person that you want to become, like the people that you're going to hang out with, this is exactly the attitude you need to go deep, to come and say. So, man, I always say the business, life, relationships, so many things in life is like the Chinese bamboo tree. And I'm going to explain you why. The Chinese bamboo tree, once you planted this tree, takes 5 to 6 years for you to start to see anything come up on the surface. Takes so many years. You don't see nothing. First summer, first winter, and then another year. And look how long it takes, 5 to 6 years. It's a lot of time for you to see the first little like grass or the first little tree coming up. Like you don't even know what is that. But then takes 6 to 8 weeks to grow 8 to 10 foot tall. So in 6 to 10 weeks, imagine how in shock you would be if you went to this place and there's no tree here. And then after 6 weeks, you come back. Oh my gosh, what this thing came from? So it's like 0.5 meter a day. Boom. Imagine how much it is. Boom. Another 0.5 meter and boom. So that's like us. That's like our life. 0.
Overnight
0.
success.
0. And then 10, 30, 50, 100, 200. Then you cannot even look anymore what you have. Then it's like, wow. You know what happens with a lot of men and women. What is your passion? I want to save nature. You have the funds to help nature. What is your passion? I want to stop domestic violence. You have the funds. What is your passion? I want to help single moms. I want to help kids that are I want to help young kids that are doing crimes. I want to talk to them. Imagine, you could be amazing on this. Because there is a massive problem in the whole world. It's not only in Australia that kids are stealing. Why they're stealing? So hard to make it nowadays. Imagine if you're like from a middle-class family and I even laugh, like he's 16, 17 years of age coming to compete against all those sharks. Does that make sense? Imagine how hard it is. So it's hard, but they're needing people that, coming to the beginning of the conversation, believe on them. And that's what you are for many of them. You believe on them. Nice to meet you. What a day.
What a conversation. I want to commend you so much. Thank you so much. We need more people like you in this world.
Oh, thank you, brother. I feel the same with you.
I don't think anyone would ever be able to say that you take from them. You give them energy.
Thank you, my brother.
I said to you before this show, like, I like to do my podcast in the morning when I have more energy. And I was like, dude, I could be falling asleep and we could have a great chat because
thank you
give so much energy. And I just want to commend you for, just opening up, sharing some of your story. And we need to do another one of these to be able to
100%.
actually talk about your story, because we went 100%. On all these tangents. But I think there's power in this because we're just sharing lessons that we've learned, different perspectives on life and religion and God. And all of these things are so relevant for so many people. I think this is really valuable. And I think a part 2 would be awesome to more talk about your story. Okay, what happened when you did get kicked out of Brazil? Like, I want to know all this,
I want to tell you.
You've shared some stuff with me, but the audience would be so inspired. And so we'll definitely have to do this again. But thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. And you're fucking amazing, dude. You're
Brother,
so
thanks
amazing.
for having me. I see you. I appreciate you. You have my time. You have my energy. I receive you. I give you. And man, keep kicking goals.
Thank you so much, brother.
Legend. What a day. Nice to meet you.
I appreciate you. And if you guys have stuck around to the end and you're not sick of listening to my croaky old voice, I post every single week here at least once on Mondays. So it'd be great for you guys to follow along and tune into these episodes so we can keep getting amazing guests just like Diogo.
Thank you so much. It's
so
hard.
Close.
I have friends that know me for over 20. They don't say correctly. It's
Diogo.
That's it.
Diogo.
Diogo.
If you keep sharing the show and drop us a review on Spotify or Apple if you guys have made it to the end and you enjoyed this show, there's plenty more going to be coming. The more reviews we get, the more amazing guests just like Diogo we can get on the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much for having me. Keep kicking goals. Let's go.
I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, brother. Wow. Brother. I love you. You're here still now. Did you like it? Was a nice one.
Let's go.
Amazing, brother.
Oh, so good.
So many